Hey everybody, Michael Snyder here, California Weather Watch. Today is April 24th, and right now we are looking at the visible satellite imagery. Check out that marine layer across Southern California. Kind of shows you why there's a big contrast between temperatures across the desert and the valley areas versus the immediate coastline. Much cooler along the coast. We have this big snowpack across the Sierra Nevada. That's starting to melt here, bringing some rises in some of these rivers and streams. Lake Tulare out there, that's not going away anytime soon as well. And we're going to look at the extended forecast because it looks like we have some interesting weather coming back to the state of California here as we go on into the extended forecast. We'll take a look at that in some detail here coming up in a moment. This is that warm up coming this week. You can see temperatures getting into the 90s for some areas, 16 to 20 degrees above average for much of the area. This is looking for today, Sacramento. See Redding 80, Chico 80, Sacramento 81 here, Monday, April 24th. This is looking at the Merced River here, and you can see the rises here without precipitation falling. You know that's from the snowmelt. So this is just one of many examples of the rise in the waterways out there across much of the state of California. This is looking at high temperatures for today. Again, kind of showing you the temperature contrast between the immediate coastline and the desert areas. Check out Palm Springs up towards 100 degrees. Now looking at this is kind of a cool feature here, the NAM 3KM. You can see Los Angeles here, here's San Jose to the north, Oceanside, San Diego. So this kind of shows that marine layer moving around Southern California here. And this is just one of the nice features here of some of these high resolution models. You can see the low clouds come in overnight in the early morning hours and kind of burn back during the afternoon. So kind of an interesting feature I thought I'd show you there. This is looking at 2-meter temperature here on the European. This is hot off the presses, the 12Z run. We scroll through today, you can see the warm up and you can see the diurnal cycle, the cool down, and then the bounce back in the afternoons. And that would be through Tuesday. Here we go. Wednesday, you can see the temperatures just bouncing right back every single day as we go through this week, it seems like. But we've got a change coming potentially as we go towards early May here that we're going to look at in a moment. Now we're going to start to do that. Here's the GFS 12Z run, hot off the presses, trough moving through the Pacific Northwest. We start to build this ridging here along the west coast of North America. And that's going to be what warms us up here for a bit. And you'll notice Pacific Northwest is going to warm up as well. Then we start to get a trough moving through Pacific Northwest that starts to hang down across California. This could bring some interesting weather as we go through early May here. And look at this persistent troughing showing up in the GFS model. We will look at the European model here in a moment, but this could bring some interesting weather here, maybe even some snow for the higher terrain again here through early May across the state of California. This is looking at total precipitation in inches. We're going to kind of speed through this quickly here. This is the newest GFS run, and you can see the potential for some precipitation towards the end of the run as I go all the way out to hour 366. You can see mainly central northern California, but this could bring another round or two of snowfall to the Sierra Nevada. Nothing too crazy. We're not going to be talking about 3-4 feet or anything like that, but it could bring some additional snowfall. This is looking at the GFS total snow here. Now, I'm going to speed through this pretty quickly here just to kind of show you maybe one shot here. I mean, we're looking well off into the future here. I got to remind you also. So this is looking at that first shot, then maybe another shot with that troughing remaining off the coastline here as we go on in through early May. This is looking at the European, the control run of the ensemble. It's a little bit lower resolution than the deterministic run, but you can see the big ridging across Pacific Northwest. It's going to keep California warm as well. And then that next troughing starts to come, and the European pretty darn similar to the GFS. As you can see, this would be the morning of May 4th here. And again, this is still 10 days out as of now, but the troughing, it does start to take shape here about what? We're looking at hour 168 here, about a week out. So Sunday, Monday, we'll start to see that trough taking shape here off the coast of the west coast of North America, and you can kind of see that persisting as we go on into the extended forecast here with that troughing signal kind of being there all the way out in the 15-day period. This is Sacramento International. You can kind of see the warm up here as we go through the weekend, and the potential for that cool down coming as that troughing tries to set up shop here across the state as we go through the following week. This is Los Angeles. You can see the temperatures are cooler because the marine layer will be impacting that area, but then you can see the potential cool down again as we go through next week. This is McCarran, Las Vegas, the potential cool down after some warm days here coming through this weekend. Look at that Sunday, maybe up over 100 degrees for Las Vegas International. This is Palm Springs. You can see some temperatures mid and upper 90s here before that potential cool down the following week. Now, current reservoir conditions. Look at Shasta's at 95% of the total reservoir capacity, well above the historical average. Virtually every reservoir is doing quite well across the state. Look at San Luis there, 99% of the reservoir capacity. This is looking at California snow water content. The top one here is north, and we got central and southern Sierra Nevada, and you can still see we are in record territory here as far as snow water equivalent across the southern Sierra. We are right about where we were in 1982-83, the epic snowpack across the Sierra Nevada back in the early 80s there, and we are just below that amount across some of the north, but across southern we are still in record territory. But you can see, we're getting to that point where we're going to start getting some rapid melt off coming here, and it's already starting. This is looking at El Nino. I've been talking about this for a while now, and just the fact that we are, 80+% going towards an El Nino as we go on in towards next winter. And if you guys want a nice home, affordable weather station here, this thing has it all. UV index, solar radiation, ultrasonic anemometer. It's all solar powered. It detects lightning. It stores the data for you in the cloud. Click on the link down below if you want 10% off for that. This is looking at the California drought monitor. Look at this. We've just got some moderate drought, which is really not that big of a deal, to be honest. Some abnormally dry areas, but we were dealing with a pretty widespread, exceptional, and extreme drought across the state of California, which has been totally erased. So really great news when all is said and done as we've gone through 2023 for the state of California. This is looking at statewide maximum temperature ranks. So look at this. For March 2023, for the period of 1895 to 2023, that's what, 127 years or so? That's the third coldest March ever for the state of California. So that is very impressive. And you can see much of the West was below average. This is a similar map here that I was showing. So now, so that is a great snowpack. I mean, the GOES 18 is great. If you guys want to get online and Google GOES 18 satellite imagery, it's really got some interesting stuff. You can see forest fires. You can see that marine layer moving around. You can see fog trapped in the valleys. It's a really great tool. But anyway, so there is something to look forward to here across the state of California if you like some active weather, because that trough looks like it's going to be setting up shop here as we go through early May. I'll probably start doing some videos again here for California, and we'll watch that trough. We'll see how that trends in the model rodents coming up here. And so make sure to click like and subscribe. Let's get the word out to many people across the state of California as we can. And we will do this again either tomorrow or the next day. And I will talk to you guys then.